Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Management, principles of management. This is one of the important subject in this planning we are discussing. Planning introduction is over. Today we'll see approaches of planning. There are different approaches. Which approach we can follow? If we know the types of approaches, then we can proceed which one is better. That approaches and advantages of planning, disadvantages of planning, this we are going to focus today. Just simplify 10 minutes, I'll explain it. You'll understand as it is, you can write it in the exam. Now, let's see approaches of planning. Approaches of planning mainly based and depending on few aspects like degree of participation. In planning, how many people are participating? Degree of participation, delegation of authority, which delegation they are following, centralized or decentralized. Do you have any idea? Heard it any time? Yes. So delegation of authority. Centralized authority means entire business, entire authority is based on few people, board of directors. They are having authority. They don't delegate the authority to others. That is centralized authority. Decentralized authority. Authority is delegated to many people. Decentralized that authority. Based on this also delegation of authority and capability of lower level management, whether lower level management is good or not, how is their capability. Based on this we can go for approaches of planning. How many approaches are there? Total 4 approaches are there. First one is top down management. To know all these things, first of all you need to understand levels of management, which already I taught. Levels of management, 3 levels of management. Did you remember? I have to give you recap. One is top level management, this is level 1, and level 2 middle level management, this is level 2, and level 3 is lower level management, this is third level. 3 levels of management. If you have this understanding, then only you can go for the approaches of planning. Top down approach, first one. Top down approach means top to down, that is going to be implemented. Planning is done by the top level management. Top level management who are expertise, who are executives of the organization, who are the chief executives of the organization, who are the board of directors of the organization, who have given the authority, top authority. These people are going to do for the planning because they are expertised. They have good knowledge. With their knowledge, they are going to make planning. Planning is done by them. Once if the planning is done, that is to be passed to the middle level and lower level management. They are going to simply implement it. Basic work, everything is done by the top level management, and these people are going to implement. That is what we say it as a top down approach. Top to down approach. Planning is done by top management, but implementation slowly it will be passed to the lower level management, middle and lower level management. Here main important aspect is that this approach is purely depending on the top management. They must be, they have to be, it is mandatory for them to become expertised in planning. Example I'll tell you. In olden days, combined families. So in combined families, elders used to take the decisions, and younger generation children, they have to follow it simply because they are experienced. The same thing is we are implementing in this top down approach. Okay. Second approach is bottom up approach. Bottom up approach means few decisions, few plannings can be done by the bottom management. These people are eligible, middle or lower. These people are eligible for taking the planning. They can go for planning, but remember, once if they do the planning, that rough planning, that's not final. Rough planning they'll prepare, then after that, after preparation of that rough planning, then that tentative planning will be given to the top management for the approval. Ultimately decision or approval is given by the top management, but these people are also given a chance to prepare the planning. This is going to decrease the burden of the top management. Are you understanding? Top management cannot involve in all the activities. So that is why these people are also given some liberty to prepare the planning, but rough planning, tentative planning. Final approval is over, then that will be implemented. Because in some areas, lower management are having lots of knowledge, because directly they are approaching to the entire process of the organization, whether it's manufacturing, selling, or anything, they are having keen knowledge compared to the top management. That is why sometimes we can go for bottom up approach. Here also remember one thing, lower management, do they have knowledge? Then only we can go, otherwise no use. They make any wrong decisions. By mistake, if top management approved it, useless it is. Not just useless, it's going to make lots of loss to the organization. Third approach is composite approach. Composite approach is combination of both. Combination of both means top down approach is there and also bottom up approach. Top down approach means wherever critical decisions has to be taken, that planning can be given to the top management. Small decisions, give it to the lower level management or middle level management, both together we can follow this composite approach. Combination of these two, very simple. And fourth one, team approach. Team approach means here, uh, whoever is possible, whoever is having knowledge, all the managers, maximum managers involved in taking the decisions, involved in taking the or preparing the planning, maximum managers, whether lower, middle, or top management, maximum managers are involved in preparing the planning. But once this is also rough only, rough tentative planning, because with approach of all the managers, somebody is expertise in some area, somebody is expert in another area, like all these things together we are preparing the best plan. But this plan is also to be approved by the CEO or board of directors of the company. Once if they approve, then only this is going to be implemented. These are the top four approaches: top down, bottom up, and compose, and lastly team approach. Very easy to remember, right? If you understand, we'll go for advantage and disadvantage. If you followed the last class, like we spoke about characteristics, why to go for planning, and although and also important topics of preparing this planning, good planning, how should be a good planning, this we discussed last class. If you follow that advantage and disadvantage, is very easy to take, because from the planning, basic planning characteristics only we are going to take the advantage and disadvantages. Now see, advantages of planning. Advantages of planning, first one is facing complexities of modern business. You know that in the present scenario we have lots of problems in the modern business. If you want to face the modern business, you need a proper planning. If you have proper planning, that's an advantage, you need not to worry. Anticipating the problem in advance. When problem arises, already I prepared one planning, I'll implement it, that's all, go ahead. So this is the main advantage of planning. And also attention to the objectives, attention on objectives, we discussed in the last class. Objectives, something we are having, based on the objectives only we are going to make planning. So it's very easy to implement the objectives. So that's why we say it as a attention to the objectives. And minimizing the uncertainties. Whenever you prepare planning, always you remember that uncertainties, mainly of focusing on the uncertainties, this is going to come. What to do? Plan number one. If this is not going to work out, plan number two, plan B, plan C, like that. Uncertainties, facing uncertainties is our main target, so that we can do it. Better utilization of resources, as we spoke in the last class. Utilization of resources, what are the resources? Material, men, money. Okay, so all these things we wanted to utilize it properly, means good planning is going to be helpful. Economy in operations, when you do any kind of activities like taking decision, implementing, or recruiting, or production, or anything, everywhere if you have proper planning, it is going to save your time. That is what we say to the economy in operations. Another advantage. And also better coordination, you'll have a good coordination among the entire organization, departments wise, and organization to another organization, and among the branches, in vast you can take. So that coordination is possible when you have proper planning, and encourages innovatives and creativity. Planning always encourages the innovative ideas and creativity. Our planning should be in such a way that if something is going to happen, we are able to face it, we are able to solve it, we are able to handle it in that way, so that you are keeping in your mind creativity and innovations, then you are preparing the planning. It always encourages management by exception possible. Next advantage, management by exception possible means management cannot involve in all the activities. Management cannot prepare in every aspect. So few aspects, important aspects where their vision is required, there they are going to focus. Rest of the tiny objects, tiny things, normal things, that they can ignore it if proper planning is there. They can utilize their time. Planning is over, then implementation is given to somebody and they'll be taking care of it. So that management need not to worry about every aspect of the organization. Once planning is over, implementation is to be done and they can focus on some other aspects. That is, we say it as a management by exception possible. Last one, facilitates control. It is controlling all the organization, all the organization activities. Any kind of problem is there, we have planning, will follow it. In that way, we have all these advantages. Though we have advantages, few disadvantages are there. What are the disadvantages? One is lack of reliable data. If data is not there, lack of reliable data. If data is not proper, then what is the use of planning? The planning will be a big failure. Please remember this. So for that you need proper data. If proper data is not there, then this is not going to be useful. And difficulty in scheduling best alternatives. Planning means always not one planning. Plan A, plan B, like that we'll have plan A. If this is not going to work out, plan B. If this is also not going to work out, plan C. Like, we'll have always alternatives. So we'll have always these alternatives. Difficult to choose the best alternative. If they don't have good knowledge, whoever is involved in the planning, if they don't have good knowledge, then it is difficult to choose the alternative, which one is better, which one is to be implemented. We prepared alternatives, A, B, C is there, but which one is to be chosen? Knowledge is required. If that is not there, useless planning. And difficulty in taking quick decisions. Decision is one important aspect. Quick decision, according to the situation, immediately you have to act. Sometimes, to take the decisions from down to top, slowly the data goes. Say here they want to take decision, they'll prepare, they'll request, and that will be given to middle management, and then middle management they'll consider some time, they'll think about it, and then they'll give it to the top management. The top management also, they keep some days and then they give the decision. The decision comes to middle management, lower management, like this. The process goes slowly. When process goes slowly, there is no use of planning. That is what we are saying. Difficult in taking quick decisions. Quick decision you have to take means you have to implement it. No delay. Delay causes a lots of loss for the organization. Remember this point. And also time consuming process. As I said, decision they wanted to take, slowly going and approving, then coming back. Time consuming. They won't take proper decision. Planning is there, but implementation is proper, then it is good, otherwise no use. And also expensive. For planning you are going to appoint sometimes expertise people who have good knowledge. You have to pay for them. Though you are paying, you are appointing, everything is proper. If proper planning is not there, means it is expensive, useless, wasting your time. And also external factors may be reduced utility. There are internal factors and external factors which are affecting the organization. Would you agree? Internal factor means inside of the organization activities, organizational things, that everything is internal. External, which is not under the control of the organization, out of the organization. External factors. What are the external factors? Mainly you can think about like political, technological changes, economical changes, and also natural calamities. Something is not in our hands. If anything is going to make difference, whatever we prepared the planning, this is not going to work out. This is one of the limitation or disadvantage, you can say. It's not in our control. Internal you can control. Next, sudden emergencies. Suddenly something happened, your planning is not going to, you didn't prepare for such kind of unexpected emergencies. When you're not prepared, what do? You'll be bearing the loss. This is also a disadvantage. And also resistance to change. Sometimes people may not accept for the change. Already we prepared planner, why don't we implement it? No changes, no, let it be as it is. This kind of rigid people are there. Then planning is no use. As we discussed, planning should be always flexible. If any rigidity is there, if not flexible, there's no use of preparing the planning. Disadvantage. That's all. 8 we discussed. Am I clear about this? Today we spoke about approaches of planning. How do we approach? Top down, bottom up, and composite team. Advantages and disadvantages. If you have good understanding about the planning, you can write. There is nothing to worry. Very simple and easy topic. Am I clear? Yes. Say yes it in the comment box. Next class we'll talk about in depth of planning subject. Planning topic we'll discuss, and stay connected. Don't forget to share this videos. Good luck. Take the screenshot. Bye bye.